Hey everybody, I'm here today to tell you how to stop wasting time and be more productive. If you want to achieve more in your life, if you want to accomplish more in your life, then you need to stop wasting time and increase your productivity. And I'm going to tell you exactly how to do that with a few simple steps. The first thing that you have to do is have a list, a constant list of things that you want to do next, things that you can do next, of tasks that you want to complete. Now, some people find joy in crossing off all of the items on the list, but then they're left with nothing else to do. So one of the best things that you can do is constantly keep adding to that list. I have a list of over 100 things in my phone that I can start doing at any time that have to be done. Keep adding to that list. The more that you can put on that list, the better. And continue to cross things off as you complete them, but always make sure that you have a lot of things on that list of things to do. Constantly have more things that you can go to start to do next. That's the first thing. Keep a to-do list and make sure that it's always full. You want your to-do pipeline to be full. The second thing that you should do is know what you're going to do next. So if you're working on a task, yes, you should be mindful of the task that you're working on, but know what you're going to do next. Have a few next things to do and have more than one option, because if you finish that task and you go to the next option, but that option doesn't make sense, then you don't want to waste any time thinking about what else you can do. So when you're working on a task, be mindful of that task, but know at least 2 or 3 options of what you want to do next. When you move on to the next task, be mindful of that, but know 2 or 3 options for what you want to do next. So always know what you're going to be doing next. The third thing is to plan out your day. Now, you want to plan out your day with rough timelines, and you want to try and stick to those timelines as much as possible. If you fall behind, you're going to have to hustle to try and make up the time. If you don't get everything done in a day, it's fine. Everything done that you wanted to get done in a day, it's fine, as long as you're constantly working. If you're constantly working, you're constantly moving forward, constantly achieving things and completing tasks, then you are not wasting any time and you are being productive, which is exactly what you want to do if you're watching this video. So plan out your day, plan out your week, even plan out your year on a month-by-month basis to know exactly what you want to do next. The next thing that I'm going to tell you is to take advantage of your energy, okay? So when you first wake up, believe it or not, you're going to have the most energy that you're going to have throughout the entire day. It may not feel like it when you first get out of bed, but if you just do some jumping jacks, drink a few glasses of water, maybe have a cup of coffee, you'll realize that that is the most energetic that you'll be in the day, because you're fully rested, or as rested as you can be during the day from the night before. So with that being said, you want to actually work on the hardest tasks first. The tasks that require the most energy, you want to tackle those first, because if you start with the easiest tasks, sure, you'll get them off the list, but when you get to the harder tasks, you're going to have less energy, but they require more energy. So the energy sort of doesn't match up with the task at hand. You want your energy levels to match up with the task at hand. So with that being said, when your energy is at its highest, at its peak in the morning, you want to do the tasks that are the hardest and that require the most energy. And as you decrease the amount of energy that you have left, you want to move on to the easier tasks that don't require as much energy. The next thing that I'm going to tell you is go with the momentum. If you're completing a task, move on to the next one right away. Okay? And that's because you're in the zone. You're not taking time to cool down and relax. The moment that you relax is the moment that you're going to ease up. You're not going to hustle as hard, and you're not going to get as much done. And you might waste a little bit of time checking your phone or watching TV or checking your emails or so forth. Okay? So in an attempt to not waste any time and be super, super duper productive, you want to keep going. Don't stop. Keep the momentum going, okay? The next thing that I want to tell you is if you stop the momentum, or if you're having trouble starting, you don't feel like you want to start, then just take one single tiny little step. All that it takes is one tiny little step, and you'll get into the flow of things. You take one small little step towards that task, and then you're going to be able to take the next bigger step, and then the next bigger step, and so forth. And then you're going to be completing the task before you know it. So if you're having trouble starting a task, you want to take the first step. Maybe it's a task on the computer. Just turn the computer on. Once your computer has been turned on, it's going to be easier to move on to the next step of the task. Let's say you're writing a book and you want to write another chapter. Turn the computer on. Then open up your word processing program. Then you're going to just start typing just chapter 3, the title of whatever you're typing out. And just as you continue each step, you're going to be more invested in the process of and the task, and it's going to be easier to keep going because you've already devoted so much to it that it's going to be harder to stop and easier to keep going, okay? And the final thing for not wasting any time and being extremely unbelievably productive is to batch your tasks. Instead of doing one thing, then doing the next, then going back to this, then going back to that, just focus and batch your tasks, okay? If you're gonna check your emails, check them once, even if it takes you an hour. Check them once, respond to everything once. Do not touch them until the next day. Do not check them until the next day. If you're editing videos, make sure you have like 20 videos that you need to edit and just spend however many hours it takes editing them. Just edit, 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 edit. I'll tell you right now, it might be boring, it might be monotonous, but I'll tell you right now, if you want to be productive and not waste any time, that's the way to do it. So that's basically it. In this video, I've gone over a few things that you can do to be super productive and not waste any time. If you want to get more done, if you want to accomplish more, if you want to be unbelievably successful, you have to make sure that you're not wasting any time and that you are really, really productive. So buckle down, do what I said, and you'll be super productive. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.